Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! The Eagles are just devouring the Giants. And it is A.J. Brown again! Another touchdown!
Oh, welcome back to the Linc Lineup, episode 26. We'll just go ahead, chalk it up to Miles Sanders. We'll just do that because we wouldn't have won this game with Miles Sanders. That's what I'm going to say. The Eagles are 10-1 after beating the Bills 37-34 in overtime.
That's your fucking favorite team. Can't say that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We are recording right after the game ended, probably like 30 minutes after the game, 40 minutes or so. And what a game! What a game! Honestly, felt just like Monday night. Unfortunately, for us,
just a little bit worse.
We had to wait till the very end to get some kind of type of closure / like satisfaction. But here we are. I don't know where to start about this game. I got so many different like emotions just running through my veins right now. But I guess, what do you want to start with?
We start. Let me think here.
Let's talk about the first half. Let's get the bad out of the way. I want this to be a happy pod. Let's get the bad out of the way. That first half was awful. That first half was so bad. I think Jalen Hurts had 30-something yards passing.
33 yards passing.
Yeah. The first half, I think the run game wasn't going. I was watching, I forgot what the halftime show was, but it was Shane Half and somebody. And there was people commenting like, run the ball, establish the run. And I'm like, the run's not
that shit wasn't working either.
Nothing's working. And why are we doing that? And then man, I tell you what, whenever those quarterback sneaks, or not a sneak, but whenever the quarterback draw, power, bash, whatever you want to call it, whenever they don't work, they are infuriating.
It's the most hated play I've seen in a minute. It's almost to the point of bubble screens with me.
Yeah.
I can't stand it, dude.
It's awful. And to be honest, when you look back at the first half, the Bills really scored only their 2 touchdowns off of turnovers. That tip ball interception, crazy, man.
Fluke, dude.
I can't stand it because everybody's gonna be like, Jalen sucks. And in a way, it is his fault because he is throwing it directly to a free rusher, and it just tips off his helmet or something. But that's bad. And then that handoff to Kenneth Gainwell, that was 110% on Jalen. Jalen got scared. He said, "Fuck this! I'm not getting it." There you go. And that's what happened that play. And that was bad. And then coming out of the second half, the same mindset that we both had during the Chiefs game is they got to come out here and score 3 and out. Yep. 3 and out. And I think there was a bubble screen to Julio again. At some point in this game, there was. I can't tell you when it happened, but at some point there was, and I'm just like, what are we doing? If
you want to get Julio involved that much, get that motherfucker running down the field a little bit.
I put him in a 3-point stance. Let him just be a tight end, damn it. Just let him line up against a linebacker. Don't let him do what he's doing. But yeah, run game was awful. First half, pass was awful. Defense played great in the first half, and at some points in the second half, we'll get to the second half in a second. But what was your biggest takeaway in the first half?
Ooh, sorry, I had to get that yawn out of the way. Getting laid out here. But my immediate reaction was the same kind of first half reaction I had against the Chiefs game. I was like, if something don't change here in a minute, I'm about to turn this shit off and I'm going to bed. But I'll always hang in there with my team. No matter how depressed I am about it, I'll always hang in there. But at the same time, a lot of people are coming at Brian Johnson, and I could understand why. But I feel like a lot of it this week was kind of, I think it was a little bit on the players, just kind of not executing. It looked like there was some miscommunication a little bit here and there. Not blocking, not blocking the right gaps. Oh, sorry.
And then Jack Driscoll looked shaky. Like first play, I was like,
that first play I seen, I was like, yep, we're cooked, so cooked. This is going to be a long night. The first drive, the first possession, 3 and out,
0 yards,
2 throwaways, and an incompletion. I'm pretty sure. And I was like, yep, this ain't gonna be a fun night. But they pulled it out somehow. Just win, baby.
The first touchdown we had in the first half was a tush push. Yeah. Just win, really. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. First half, awful. I don't really want to talk about it anymore.
I don't either.
I will say that, like I said, the defense is important to acknowledge what they did with what they were given. The Bills offense honestly couldn't really get going in the first half. They played their ass off.
I'll give some credit to Josh Allen. He was cooking.
He's pissing me off. He was pissing me off to the point where I started throwing shit because I was like, somebody's got to tackle him. And like, what makes me mad is whenever you see a quarterback run, and obviously it's different because we're watching on TV, but he's like 5 yards, like past line of scrimmage. He fucking does this, and linebacker's like, oh shit, it's like, dude, once you watch this back, you're gonna realize how stupid you look. And
yeah. But what was pissing me off the most is just you get him in third and kind of long, like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9 range, and he just fucking scrambles out of the pocket. Yep. He gets out. And I'm just sitting there screaming at the TV. I was like, dude, you got Nolan Smith. Put that motherfucker at the spy, and just as soon as you see him just an inch of takeoff, just Nolan goes screaming at him. I mean, golly, man. It was so infuriating and frustrating to watch, too. I couldn't stand it. I was getting sick watching it, bro. I had my head in my hands just every time it happened.
It was bad. I hated seeing 3rd and 7 pop up on my screen. Caitlin would be excited because she's like, it's 3rd down, it's like 3rd and long, right? You would think any normal fan would be like that, but I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was like, she was like clapping. I'm like, please stop, just stop clapping,
because they're about to get this.
I've seen this movie too many times. And it is what it is. Couldn't stop him. Kudos to him. Let's talk before we talk about the second half. Let's talk about the refs.
I see a lot of shit going on Twitter saying that the Eagles got saved by the refs.
We didn't get saved by the ref. We benefited from the refs. So that's not Reddick. That was a horse collar.
Yeah.
Pretty blatant. Darius Slay got away with one. What else was there?
Darius Slay got away with 2.
Yeah. It's good physical ball though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I blamed it on the rain. Refs can't see shit in the rain.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tweet out too. I was like, the rain is a bigger factor than we think. They can't see a damn thing. They got water dripping in their eyes and stuff. They're wiping at mid play. Yeah. The one thing I will say that is controversial that I've seen is that Josh Allen intentional grounding. That is like textbook intentional grounding. Yes, Gabe Davis was like 5 yards away, but he is going down and he just like tossing it. He tossed it like 3 feet. That is intentional grounding. He has no intentions of getting it to that receiver. Intentional grounding. You got to call it.
Yeah,
you got to call it.
That's the shaky part in the rule itself. It's just any receiver in the vicinity.
Well, I feel like we're owed one though, because I forgot what game it was, but whenever Jalen thought, I think it was AJ was going to go deep, but he stopped and he threw it to the end zone, and clearly the intent was throw it to AJ, but miscommunication. They still flagged us for it. So we were owed one.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the refs didn't win us that game. The refs did not win us that game.
Jalen Hurts scored 31 points in the second half. So
Crazy, ain't it?
leave that. You tell me who won that game.
Let's talk about the second half. Second half, the Eagles come out, 17-7. We saw this story 6 days ago. Monday Night Football, in the rain, lights are on.
Hey, guess what? It's going to rain next week too.
It is. Chances have went down though, I will say. But I'm gonna look at it all week long, but I'm not going to really take it into consideration until like Friday. But second half, we've seen it happen before. And to add on to the scene that happened before, Eagles come out, get it looks like -4 yards on 3 plays. Jalen Hurts gets sacked. Jalen Hurts incomplete pass to AJ Brown. Jalen Hurts pass to Julio Jones, which was the screen for 0 yards, and then of course Braden Mann punts a fucking bomb. So to come out, start the third quarter, same result from last week, nothing. Bills come down, miss a field goal. This was not the block field goal. The block field goals, I think, in the first quarter. Shout out to Jalen Carter for getting that big old paw up there.
Yep.
But this was the missed one. And then we go down and we score a touchdown. This was the ball to AJ. This drive, I want to talk about Jack Stoll real quick. Jack Stoll looked pretty good.
Hey, I was going to leave you to talk about him because you're the one that scrutinizes him the most on his receiving abilities.
Hey, he looked good. He stiff arm old buddy, and
he didn't stiff arm him. He fucking ran through him.
Whatever. He made him look good. He made him look soft. But Jack Stoll, hey, good. If you can give me that 1 or 2 times a game until Dallas Goedert comes back, good on you. Good on you.
Which might be next week.
Could be. Streets are saying it could be next week, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, I don't want him to come back too early because I don't want him to hurt himself again.
Fuck it. Let him play in a big ass fucking cast.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nothing hurts. Nothing hurts when we have it. So, we score with the same play that we ran with Jack Stoll. We used AJ to kind of leak out. They were anticipating the same play, and it worked. AJ got a touchdown. It's 14-7, baby. It's a brand new ball game. We're feeling good. Here's what happened. Here's what didn't happen in the Chiefs game. They didn't score at all in the second half, right? Well,
the Bills scored.
Buffalo comes right back down the field and scores again. With 1:40 left in the third quarter, the Eagles are down 10 points. And I don't at that point, I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to feel at all. Because I'm like, I feel like we can win this game, but like I don't feel confident.
Yeah.
So we're down, like I said, 10 points.
I didn't feel confident in a shootout. I really didn't feel confident in a shootout because of the weather itself. And the weather just did not seem to be affecting Josh Allen, which was kind of scaring me at a point. But I don't think Jalen necessarily was affected by it. I just didn't think we could really get anything solidified and anything really going. Yeah. And then we started the outside zone runs clicking.
Look, yeah.
Then we start clicking.
Oh, I will say, when we talk about players and individual players and stuff, I will bring this up even more. But Hunter Swift was doing so good on the outside. He pulled a LaShawn McCoy, and then tried to bounce out where there's no shot of bouncing it out and lost 5 yards. But whatever. Then after the Bills score a touchdown, the Eagles go down the field, score a touchdown. Jalen Hurts threw a fucking dot to Smitty. And now it's 24-21 at the 13-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Then APJB gets a pick. Great play, by the way.
Hey,
great play.
He was looking good. He looked good tonight.
That punch out that he had on Stephon Diggs whenever he was laying down.
Textbook.
Little jab. I was like, hey man. I was like, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Shout out JB, man. JB stepped it up these past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Maybe all he needed was a bye week. Just a little relaxation.
Maybe he's tired. But he played that well. He saw what at least I saw. I think like Christian Ellis was on him. And it was zone, of course, but like Christian Ellis was the first point of contact. And I believe whenever they showed like the all 22-ish kind of camera on it, it looked like James Bradbury was supposed to play like a deep
He was
zone
he was supposed to take him a little bit
little bit
deeper.
further.
He just
But
abandoned that shit.
yeah, he saw what Josh Allen saw, and that was Stephon Diggs trying to work Christian Ellis, and he just jumped it. And beautiful. Good on you. Good on you. Then of course we score again. Who scored this one? Oh, this was the Olamide Zacchaeus touchdown. Zacchaeus touchdown.
You want to talk about some big fucking nuts? I
And
mean, bro, who even in their right mind thinks to make that throw? I didn't. Bro, I seen him load up. That's the biggest thing to me about Jalen Hurts. He will sit there and stare a receiver down and continue to just load up, and either like when he's in the pocket and you see him just kind of crow hop, you're like, oh shit. You were like, I don't know if somebody's open or he's about to throw this. He's about to throw a pick, but this ball is going deep. And he was kind of directing as he was rolling. He was out there pointing, and I see him load up. I'm like, Jalen, if you don't get this ball out, if you don't get set and throw this ball, you're about to get smacked from your blind side, and you don't even see that it's coming. But he got it off, and I seen that there was two people in the area, and I was like, oh shit, that's Smitty. He's about to catch it. Wrong. That's Olamide Zacchaeus in the back of the end zone. I'm like, what is going on, dude?
yeah, so that play in particular was impressive because Jalen Hurts was running to his left side. So obviously he has to turn and throw. I may be wrong, but I have never seen a play where Jalen Hurts points at somebody and like tries to direct traffic and it actually goes well. Usually it's like he just throws the ball out of bounds or something. But I saw it throw up a prayer and it looked like first initial like take on it. It looked like it was going to go out of the end zone. All of a sudden, I see the ball start kind of slowing down. I was like, wait a second. I was like, what's happening here? And then I saw him catch it. And when he caught it, he bobbled it. I was like, Kayla's excited. She's screaming. I'm like, ah. But then I was like, wait. I was like, hold on. I got to see a replay. I don't want to get my heart broken, And
I knew that he caught it, but I thought he didn't get both. No, I didn't think he got both feet.
I knew he got both feet down. I knew he got both feet down. I saw him bobble
it. He actually didn't get both feet down. He got a foot down and an elbow down. I was thinking maybe his elbow kind of landed on the white a little bit. And
I didn't care. I knew he got it like that, but I didn't know if he fell to the ground and caught it.
Yeah. Sustained the catch.
He did. Shouts to him for that. So Birds are up to 28-24. What happened?
Touchdown, Zay Flowers. Sorry. That was my fantasy team.
All right. So Birds are up 28-24. The Bills go 3-and-out. 3-and-out with 9 minutes left. Eagles, first half of the year, known for just grinding the clock down, getting the clock down. Guess what? Eagles go 3-0 as well. Kind of sad when you think about it. They took off, let's see, about 2 minutes off the clock. Here come the Bills. Now they're up 31-28. Touchdown to Gabe Davis. This is where Christian Ellis looked lost, and we needed somebody else to be there. Christian Ellis was defending the run, or the ball was going way past his head. James Bradbury thought somebody was going to be there, which should have been Christian Ellis, but Christian Ellis said, fuck this, I'm going to stop the runner. And the runner was nowhere to be found.
Yep.
So shout out to Gabe Davis for getting that touchdown. We're going to bring you up here shortly. So now, with a minute 52 left, the Eagles are down by 3 points. They're down by 3 points. And here's what happens. First and 10, 25. Jalen Hurts pass A.J. Brown for 9 yards. Hurts passes to Gainwell for 4 yards. Kenneth Gainwell played phenomenal in the 2-minute offense there. He got out of bounds. He got open. He caught the ball. That's all we needed. Miles Sanders couldn't have done that shit. Hate to throw you in the bus like that, pal, but it is what it is. Jalen Hurts pass to A.J. Brown again for 11 yards. Jalen Hurts pass to Kenneth Gainwell again for 6 yards. Now we're at the 45-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. We're moving. We're cooking. I'm like, man, we got a minute 21 left. We're moving. Then we pass it to Kenneth Gainwell again. And then we pass it to Smitty. And we're at he finally got over 100 yards. and we're at the Buffalo 34. Penalty, Jason Kelsey. Got to use the timeout. Jalen Hurts sacked, fumbles.
No.
Oh, that was the play where he threw it was incomplete. Sorry, they put the whole thing on there. I can't remember what happened. So that's whenever he got hit in the arm and they let the play go on, which was crazy to me. Like, it wasn't even close. So 2nd and 15, Jalen Hurts runs up the middle for 3 yards. Now, online, on X, on probably Bleacher Report too, and whatever else you want to use, that play call wasn't bad. I like the play call. They had the whole offense spread out. We had no timeouts left, I think. No, we had a timeout. We had one timeout left, and they were spread out wide.
Yeah.
So it was like 5-on-5, like football, and then Jalen Hurts has to make somebody miss. Unfortunately, he didn't make anybody miss. He got tackled for 3 yards. We did a timeout. Right, we're at the Buffalo 36. False start, Jason Kelsey again. Timeout by the Bills. Why? I don't know. 3rd and 17, Buffalo 41. Jalen Hurts pass incomplete short left to A.J. Brown. This one was where the fumble is a incompletion. It was, to me, clear as day incompleted. However, I will say if they call that,
no, that wasn't the fumble incompletion. The fumble incompletion was in overtime.
It was.
That one was when he kind of ran like a little, it's kind of like a little out
route.
Oh
yeah. There's no point. Yeah, and Tony Romo was like, he should just let him catch it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Anyway, we're at the 41-yard line. The field goal marker from CBS was like at the 31-yard line, so we're like 10 yards behind it. Jake Elliott. Oh my God, 59 yards in the wind.
Is that his career? No, that's not his career long, is it? His career long is what, 61?
I think he hit 63. I think he hit 63 at one point. Maybe.
Is it 63 in is that the Minnesota one this year?
I think so.
Because 61 was the Giants one.
Yeah, his rookie year.
Yeah.
But 59 yards.
Gosh, why did I doubt that then? I had a little bit of doubt.
I had doubt just because I was worried he's going to put his whole body in that kick and slip.
Shank left.
Yeah. 59 yards. Let's be perfectly clear. 59 yards in
the piss pouring rain.
Windy conditions. And as the camera pans back from the uprights, you see the wind starting to pick up. The flags are blowing. Oh my God! Please stop blowing the wind for like 5 seconds here now. Just
Yeah.
So the kick goes up. It doesn't look super clean. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a knuckler. Somehow, some way, it goes right here. Perfect fit. I wasn't sure if he made it. You weren't sure if he made it. Fans behind it knew what was up. They knew it was good. Crazy kick. Crazy kick from one of the most clutch players in Philadelphia Eagles history.
Let's just call it what it is. Jake Elliott's the best kicker in the NFL.
I have no doubts. I have no doubts. And
I mean, let's call it what it is.
Thank God he's an Eagle. And I really want to get his jersey, but I can't justify getting a kicker jersey.
I can't either, man.
I want to. Believe me, I want to. Maybe a knockoff. I'll get. But
let me tell you this: if he ends up hitting a game-winning field goal in the Super Bowl or something, that's when I'm getting that jersey.
I knew my first kid, Jake. I promise. But he hits it. I'm stunned, but I'm nervous because there's still 20 seconds left, and the Bills have been just destroying our defense. Like that, the previous possession they had 3 straight plays of 10 plus yards, like
just walking,
just running. It was crazy. So I'm not comfortable. And then Sean McDermott just was like, "Hey guys, let's go to overtime. Take a knee." Why? Why are you doing that? No,
appreciate it, bud.
You are the underdogs in this game. You got to take chances. It is what it is. Though. I'll take it. I was happy. Just like whenever Andy chose to punt it at the 39-yard line last week. I was happy as hell to see that. So I felt pretty confident.
We've had back-to-back weeks where opposing coaches are just making some stupid ass decisions.
And it's funny, they're all from the Eagles family.
Yep.
So shout out to you guys. So I'm feeling pretty confident now. The offense is clicking. If we get the ball first, I know we're going to win the game. I think Gabe Davis calls heads. I'm like, oh, fucking idiot. Tails never fails, baby. Heads wins. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And then let's look at this. That last possession from them. What happened? I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at the plays. I will say this: that penalty, Nicholas Morrow, that can't be called. Second straight week, it cannot be called there. He took one step. You're supposed to get two steps, and like
you could see Josh Allen. If you see it in slow mo, Josh Allen is already in the motion of selling it as he's coming towards him.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Jordan Davis, heck of a pursuit.
Wow,
heck of a pursuit.
Oh my God.
We don't win that game if it's not for him chasing him out. That's like, well, it's not the second straight week, but that's 2 weeks in the past 3 where a big man, BG against the Cowboys and Jordan Davis against the Bills, where they make a play. Now, he didn't really tackle him out of bounds, but he made him go out of bounds. That's a big man. That is a big man moving.
6'6", like 340.
Yeah. Just moving with Josh Allen. One of the
motherfucker was at one point parallel in midair. I think he got the wind knocked out of him. Dude, that's a lot of weight hitting the ground.
All the big guys on the Bills, like Ed Oliver and Linval Joseph, were like, "You good?" He's like, "I'm just tired." I'm like, "All right, I know, I'll be tired too." But man, we don't win that game without him. And then the last play, a lot of people.
Hey, I want to give a slight. You brought up his name. I want to give a shout out to Linval. Linval played. He had some good snaps tonight. You always forever be grateful. I will always be grateful to him.
Side note: I almost hated him because I thought that tush push that got the encroachment call. I thought that was him that blew it up. I was like, "What are we doing here?" I was like, "We are not going to be doing that." Like, what's wrong, man? We loved you last year. Don't hurt us.
Yeah. That's Jordan Phillips, fucking bad bitch.
But let's start with the last play. A lot of people on X and across NFL everywhere, they're going to say that the second week in a row, the Eagles got bailed out by bad receivers.
That was on Josh Allen.
That was 1,000%. Well, it's not even really on Josh Allen. It was the pressure that got there. And so you have a 50-50 chance so like it's a choice route. So you can go inside or outside, right? He could have won either way. But the pass has to go where he goes. And because the pressure's right there, it's just not there. It's a coin flip. And they won the coin toss at the beginning of overtime. We won that one. And thank God we did, because that's why that ball go up in the air. And I saw Darius Slay get hooked, and I was like, oh.
I was heartbroken when I saw that. The
camera angle was weird because it looked like
it missed. Oh, it missed. Dude, the camera angle confused the hell out of me because the first one, as the play actually happened, it looked like he missed through him fucking 15 yards to the right.
I was like, whoa.
Like he threw it to the middle of the end zone. Gabe Davis is way over here. I was like, what just kind of happened? I was like, and then they showed the behind, like the all 22 kind of angle you're talking about. And to me, it looked like Josh Allen just kind of overthrew him, just threw him too far. But like you're talking about, it was like a choice route. And when they showed the replay, I saw that the pressure got there. I was like, well, the pressure definitely affected the throw, but I didn't think it affected it that much.
Super ballsy by Sean Desai to call blitzer. Super ballsy. But
shout out Sean Desai.
He coached about as good as he could. Towards the end there, defense got tired. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to.
Yeah.
If I can pull up the time possession stat, I would be super happy, but I don't know where it is on this website.
So I got you.
We're not going to find it. I'll let you pull that up. But like I said, they're going to say that they got bailed out again. Like I said, that was just the pressure got there. Last week against the Chiefs, MVS, hey man, that thank you. That was a gift. but this one not so much. So the defense was out on the field for how long?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. So 40-20
40
split.
Yeah. 40-26.
Yeah. So defense was tired. They played like 66% of the game on the field. They're on the field. They're tired.
Yeah.
They're tired. So at some point it will catch
Bills
up.
had 505 yards of total offense, or total yards.
They did. But anyway, we'll wrap up this and then we'll talk about individuals and whatnot. And then they get the field goal. They're up 3. What was your confidence going into this last possession by the Eagles? Did you believe in Jalen Hurts?
Yep. I was like, it's ball game. It's over, dude.
No shot. You wait, like we lost or we won?
No, we won.
Oh hell no! I was not like that at all. How are you?
Oh.
You're like the most negative person I've met. And,
oh bullshit! Shut up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I know I'm not. I was negative this game.
Yeah, you were.
I was very. You asked me this morning what was going to happen. To me, it was a big thing. Lane Johnson. I was like, dude, we don't play well without Lane. I was like, we lost, but no. And that last series, I knew it was game. I knew we were going to win after the Devontae Smith catch on third down.
The one that got him over 100 yards?
Yeah. No, right. It was the one across the middle.
Oh, that one, the little lob, like the little touch pass. Let's go play by play real quick. 1st and 10 from 25. Jalen Hurts ran to the right for 8 yards. I was like, okay, we're moving.
Yeah.
2nd and 2. Jalen Hurts passes DeAndre Swift for 4 yards. DeAndre Swift leaked out, and he was wide open. I was so worried that Jalen Hurts was not going to use a check down there. Thank God he did, because that was the only play we had there.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Hurts incomplete to A.J. Brown to 37. That wasn't that play we're talking about earlier. Jalen Hurts passes to Devontae Smith for 17 yards, gets us to the Buffalo 46. That was the play you were just talking about.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you my confidence meter at this point. I was worried. So my biggest fear in the back of my mind was we're going to fumble it or throw a pick. That was the only thing.
That's what.
Yeah. That's one thing that got me scared. All right, Jalen Hurts scrambles for a 7-yard gain. We're at the 39-yard line. Then is the play that I was talking about earlier where he passes to AJ. It's incomplete. So spoiled it, but I think that if it was called a fumble on the field, the game would have been over. Because I feel like it was so close. Even though to me personally, I think it was a 100% incomplete. He took 1, 2, but like he didn't have the ball and like was turning ahead, and like that's like.
See, this is what people are forgetting the most. Somebody has to have full possession of the ball, and it has to be clear that they have possession of the ball. He's still in process of actually catching the ball
and bringing it in. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what people are failing to remember about. That's the whole thing that's with that rule.
I will say this might bring up a conversation I don't want to have, but like, I will say it's weird that that's not a catch, but like on the sidelines, that would be a catch. Like if the same thing happened and he's toe dragging, that's a catch. But it is what it is. I understand. I totally get it. But it wasn't a catch because like he wasn't even like turning up field yet. He's still trying to bring the ball in. But that would have been a sad way to go out. That'd have been a sad way to go out.
I would have threw
especially
up.
With my Kelly Green debut with AJ Brown. Are you shitting me? You know how sad I would be? I would burn this thing. This thing would never see the light of day again. It is worth it. The Bills call a timeout because they wanted them to look at it. I guess they didn't look at it. We're at the 39-yard line, 3rd and 3. Jalen Hurts passed it to Devontae Smith for 11 yards. This pass right here was weird because they played super soft. They played really soft, and it was just a nice little pitch and catch. And at this point, I'm like, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? Is my heart going to break? Then DeAndre Swift.
Was there any point in the game here where Like, if you thought they were going to get close enough and get into the situation where they had to get the field goal, do you think they would have? Or you think they would have been like, "Fuck this, we're going for the win"? There was a shadow of a doubt in my mind. If we got to like the 20-something yard line, it was like 4th and 3. They're going for it. We're either going to win this game or we're going to lose this motherfucker right here.
I think, yes, I think that if it was close enough, we weren't going to kick a field goal there. We were going to either win or lose. But thank God it didn't come to that. DeAndre Swift ran the left side for 16 yards. That was a great run. That was a phenomenal run. He bounced to the outside, broke like 2 tackles. At this point, I'm like, where's the 12-yard line? I'm like, oh man, what is going to happen here? Is Brian Johnson going to fail us? And Jalen Hurts takes off. Jason Kelsey lays the cleanest block on the outside.
Chef's kiss.
And Jalen Hurts walks it in. Wasn't a touch push. So please add that one to your highlight reel whenever you want to discredit Jalen Hurts and his touchdowns. So I want to say this. I think I said this to you, and I know it's probably not true, but something kind of makes me question it. I feel like somebody else called plays in the second half, or at least had a greater input in the second half.
Yeah,
because the drives where we just got stonewalled every play,
those are completely different kind of plays.
It was like 2 totally different people calling it. Felt like, because it felt like person A who called the Julio Jones screen and the bad play that you hate, and then person B just knew exactly what to call, had a rhythm going, knew when to run, knew when to pass, all that. Well, like, if Brian Johnson is this hot and cold, we gotta find a way to get him hot and just stay hot
and stay there.
Because, man, if that is him calling the plays, and if it's 100% him, and he's like that, second half, why are we not doing it in the first half?
Yeah, I'm not understanding why it takes that much. Why do we have to adjust in the second half? Is what I don't understand. Adjust. You don't. He's completely. So this was brought to my attention a couple years ago, and I was listening to somebody do an interview within who used to play in the NFL like a bunch, but I can't remember who it was. They were talking about, so you set a game plan early in the week of what you're going to do. And if it's not working in the game, you spent your entire week on that game plan alone. Like, they don't change game plans, is what I've always heard. Like, they don't at halftime, they just don't fix it, and they just keep continuing to do what they're doing. But at some point, I don't think that's necessarily true, because I mean, look at the past 2 games at least. Hell, look back to the Cowboys game. Even we weren't playing that great in the first half, and something completely flips in the second. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're just that's always there's a saying that, well, we're a second half team, but it's legitimately coming into fruition that we are a second half team. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Yeah. I think I heard it might have been Pat McAfee that I was listening to, where they're like, yeah, they don't, like, when you go into the halftime, people are taking pisses, or they're getting some work done on them. There's only 15 minutes of halftime. Yeah. There's not much time to make adjustments. Like, your positional coach will take players and talk to them, but there's not something like, hey, we're going to change the game plan like this. A lot of it's going to be in game. Yeah. And so, what are we doing? What's going on through Brian Johnson's mind, where it's like light bulb just on, and
I got it. I figured it out.
If he's doing smelling salts on the sideline, that wakes him up or something, or I don't know. If he needs more pressure,
lifetime's fucking supply of them things.
Like, if he feels the pressure, tell him we're gonna fire him if he doesn't win us this game. Like, each game, just tell him, hey, you're gone, bud. Like,
yeah, you're shit can. You're gonna be walking down the turnpike after this game.
If Brian Johnson can do what he did in the second half, he could be the best offensive coordinator in the league at that point, and he could be a head coach in 2 or 3 years.
We have not blown out a team, and it just blows my mind on why we have not. But if you break it down to the simple standpoint of the reason we're not blowing out teams is because it's a close fucking half. I mean, it's not a close half. It's we're getting our ass kicked so much in the first half, but it's still like a 10-point game here, 6-point game here. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like we're just absolutely getting destroyed, but it's so weird. I don't because if like you're talking, if you can perform the first half like you do the second and play a complete football game on offense, the amount of weapons that you have on offense alone, dude, you can hang fucking 50 points on anybody. I mean, you can blow teams out of the water. It's not even close what you can do. And it's just so wishy-washy. I don't it doesn't make sense to me.
Something in my gut tells me this 49ers game is going to be a complete game. And I think
Something the way I sit right now, I was just thinking that too. I was like, there's something in my gut or in my mind that's telling me that that this 49ers game might end up like the Titans game of last year.
I hope it does. I hope it does. The pressure's going to be on from the beginning, because it's a big game. We have a 2-game lead over San Fran. We got 2-game lead over 2.5-game lead over the Cowboys. Is it 2.5? Oh yeah, because we beat them, so we had this technically a half game.
Here we go.
So like we have them coming up next in 2 weeks.
Yep.
We do, and man, like the pressure will be on. Brian Johnson apparently performs the best under pressure. So like, hey buddy,
this gauntlet that we got, you're 2 games up in it. You got 2 left in it. What are you gonna do with them?
Exactly. To finish it strong, man. Finish it strong. But what are we talking about? Brian Johnson. We're done here. We're done talking about him. Just like find a way to make it happen the whole game. And you can shut up I know you guys aren't listening to everybody outside, but like you can shut up everybody if you just find a way to play a 4-quarter game. We outscored them 24-7 or 24-14 in the third and fourth quarter. That's a 10-point game right there. But it is what it is. Let's see. What else am I got? Let's talk about players. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts first. 5. Count them. 5 touchdowns. 5. 2 rushing. 1 was a tush push. 1 was not a tush push. The Devontae Smith touchdown, great. AJ Brown, easy pitch and catch. Amadeus Zacchaeus, a prayer that was answered. But like, how can you say that he's not the MVP? How can you discredit everything he does? Because like, he is the most valuable player on this team. Because without him, we're not winning this game. You put Marcus Mariota, you put any quarterback in the NFL in this game, I don't trust him like that. Because Jack Driscoll is your right tackle. But newsflash, he's your right tackle. You don't have Dallas Goedert. You don't have Lane Johnson, right? So that's scary. And then just the amount of pressure that must be like on your shoulders whenever you're down 10 coming out of the half. And then you got to go tie up the game at least in the fourth quarter and then at least tie the game in overtime. I would crumble under pressure. I'm not going to lie to you. I would crumble so hard. But
there's only one quarterback in my mind in the NFL that I think could do it, but that's neither here nor there. It's Patrick Mahomes in my mind, but
that's fine. You can put him in that. But I'm taking Jalen. Yeah. 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Jalen. 100 times out of 100, I'm taking Jalen. Because like, it just blows my mind how
calm this dude is.
You see him celebrating the Jake Elliott field goal?
Pissed. He's mad.
He's like, damn it, we got to go to overtime.
He's just pissed he had to come off the field. He's like, we should not be having to come off the field right here. We could have fucking scored. Yeah. Ball game. See ya.
Hey, did you see whenever he ran? It was the first half. He ran for a first down. He got up about to like charge up and celebrate.
I seen that. I saw that. He got up. Nobody touched him, and he jumped up quick. And then they finally touched him, And I could see him. There was a crowd of Bills players around him. Fucking gave a little motherfucking shoulder check here and a little shoulder check here. I was like, okay. I thought he was going to get up and start yelling at the crowd or something. But
I thought he was going to do like the Carson Wentz like gun thing. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Whatever you do not do that. But
I think the only what's the only time you ever seen him have emotion on the field?
At the
I think
beginning,
the only
like,
time. No. I'm trying to think what's his catchphrase every time that he says that. Let's fucking go, turn this shit up. But no, the one that I remember, the one that I remember was the AJ Brown touchdown over Emmanuel Forbes. Kind of turned around and his lineman was screaming in his face, and he was kind of shoulder checking, screaming at him back. But
I wish he'd show a little bit more.
Oh, that'd get me fucking fired up.
Yeah.
That'd get me lit.
I think he wants to win the big one before he starts getting all pumped up and stuff. I feel like it's still eating at him that the Eagles lost.
Yeah.
But he played a great game. That second half.
Dude, that knee looks good. I don't know what they're talking about saying it's still bothering him. I don't see it. All right.
We're taking a small break here. Tony Romo, I can't do it. I cannot do it, bro. I cannot. After the Dallas game on Thanksgiving. And then he's like, yeah, that knee just doesn't look good. I'm worried about it. And then he's like,
he's trying to be a father figure out there.
he was just straight up hating on the Eagles all game long. It felt like. I was like, dude, I get it. You were a Cowboy for a long time. I liked Tony Romo. I can't stand that motherfucker right now. But let's go back to Jalen. Finish with 18th.
Another little off-topic thing about this is about Jalen though. I don't know what fucking quarterback in the league with better fucking shoe game and click game than Jalen Hurts. Unquestionable, dude. It's bro. You see them?
Bryce got pumped there. Well, for those of you who are listening,
the mic
broke his mic. Did it actually break?
The stand of it, bro.
Oh,
it's been broke. The piece just kind of came unscrewed on it. But anyways, yeah, dude, I don't know anybody with better swag at the quarterback position.
Couldn't tell you either.
Them 12s, bro. Them fucking Kelly Green 12s. Oh my god.
Makes me want to buy some cleats to wear them in
the game. That's a crazy statement, dude.
But he finished 18.
No, he played amazing.
Yeah, he did. 18-31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 fluky interception.
I'm curious what his pass rating ended up being after the game in total. Because when he came out in the second half, I'm pretty sure his passer rating in the third quarters was 158.3 at one point.
Nice.
That's as best as you can get.
Yep. He also finished 14 carries, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's my MVP, and he should be yours. Stop hating on the man. All he does is win. The running backs. Who do you want to talk about? Do you want to shout out anybody in particular? I know we talked about DeAndre Swift a little bit.
I want to shout out Boston Scott because I feel like Boston got a little bit of the juice this falling after one of them big runs. I think it was maybe in the first half still. He kind of popped off a decent little run there and brought some juice to the offense.
I do want to point out. Okay, so Boston Scott, yes, two for 14. He had a 10-yard run. Let me talk about Kenneth Gainwell. 2 for 26. He had a 23-yard run. Now, let me tell you, I hate watching him run the ball as much as the next guy does. But he broke one off, and the reason why he scored that first touchdown. So shout out to him. I like that they're limiting his carries because, man, oh man, get him away from the ball when it comes to running the ball. Let him catch the ball at the backfield, do whatever. Cannot be having that anymore. Receivers / tight ends. We already gave a shout to Jack Stoll and Kenneth Gainwell. I want to give a huge shout out to Smitty for finally getting over 100 yards. It looked like for a second there it's gonna be another 95, 96, 97-ish yard game. Got him that 6 for a touchdown. He had a great game. AJ, very quiet game. He's due to break out again. This is how the season goes. We said it from the beginning. It's going to be AJ, Devontae, AJ, Devontae. It's
Mhm.
gonna be like that all year long,
Yep.
and watching it happen in real time, and then of course eliminates case. Good on you for that catch.
Yeah,
But
good on you. Fucking saved the game at there at one point.
yeah, it was great catch. Great catch. Great throw too. Yes, we can flip over to defense now. If you have, unless you have anything else you want to say. Um,
Offensive line, I think, cleaned it up from last week.
with like I said, have to say this with Jack Driscoll in there. Eagles typically don't win games with Lane Johnson out. I forgot the record.
13-22.
They don't win games with Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's super important. But hey, Jack Driscoll played, I would say, well. And shout out to him after that first play, I was like, and then
Overcooked,
it was
yeah.
probably like the first half, to be honest with you. He was like consistently letting pressure happen, but he settled down. He definitely settled down and came to play. So shout out to him. Like I said, Jason Kelsey was on that last play. I don't know who it was. I believe it was a linebacker coming off the edge, clean his clock, made the way for Jalen to score. Uh, I saw one of our friends, Zach, say, "Why did the cornerback not try to tackle Jalen at
It
the
looked
end
like he
there?"
tried to trip him.
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cornerbacks aren't big people. Let me tell you, there are some that are big. Like you think of like the Richard Shermans of the world. He's not like big, but he's tall and he's.
Yeah,
But typically, cornerbacks are not that big.
yeah.
Um, so I'm not getting his way. And he was not sliding. He was ready to lower that shoulder and win the game. And let me tell you something. Cornerbacks at the goal line. He's not stopping that train. Um,
Yeah. That's a guy who squats over 600 pounds.
yeah,
Let me just go
and
ahead and tell you that.
people roll their eyes when they hear that, but I'm not tackling somebody that squats 600 pounds.
No,
He's about to
fuck
light me
no.
up. He's about
Yeah.
to light me up. I'm gonna try to punch the ball out, but I'm business
Yeah,
decision, baby.
I'm gonna jump on the back and try to punch the ball out, but I promise you he's gonna carry me into the end zone with him.
Jimmy Kimsky tweeted out this, and it made me laugh because every week I see it. He's like, I don't understand. It was like along the lines like I don't understand why teams try to jump over the tush push because they just harmlessly crowd surf their way into the end zone. It is funny because you watch somebody jump over and you're like, oh, they might have it, but then you see
No.
him just kind of moving with the pile. Enjoy the ride,
Yeah.
buddy.
Low man wins. And I hate to tell you, but I don't think anybody's winning that.
There will be a day where we get stopped on 4th and 1, but that'll be if we get stopped twice on 4th and 1 or whatever. That'll be the day we might need to be thinking about like what do we do now because this team figured it out. I I don't think there's going to be a team that figures it out anytime soon. I hope not because it is nice to have a play where 31 4th and 1 it's almost automatic because
Yeah.
I watched a lot of games on Thanksgiving, Black Friday game, and even like the 1 o'clock window today. It's like teams don't have that. Teams do not have that, and it's got to be frustrating watching your team have a 31 4th and 1. They pass it or run it and just get stopped.
Yep. Yeah.
But defense, Kevin Byard had 13 tackles. Big tackling game. Oh, he didn't play. He didn't play bad. I think he's kind of figuring it out. Um,
He's
he
not
was
cooked,
he's
like
not
we was talking about.
he's not cooked. I think he was kind of nervous. Who do you want to shout out, man? Because obviously,
JD.
yeah, Jordan Davis. Yeah, Jordan Davis. Like I said, he it was
Yeah, there was a point in time, there was like 3 plays in a row. That motherfucker shut the run down himself.
that play
I'm talking
where
about whooping the center or the guard, just absolutely fucking big club move. And he's just right there as soon as the running back gets the ball, he's like, oh, fuck.
yeah, there was a play that I remember the left guard pulled and the center was matched up with a 1-on-1. He ran over the center, hit the left guard that was pulling, and then blew up the play. Um, absolute dog. Shout out to him. I want to give a shout out to Brandon Graham on your day, buddy. On your
Hey,
day, you got a sack.
a big time sack, too. That was a much needed sack.
Tui, I feel like Tui played well. Like
Yeah.
the
He
spots to
played
him.
well. Um, there was one time it stuck out to me. I think maybe at the third quarter at some point. Tui had him wrapped up for no gain, the running back.
Oh
And
yeah.
running back kind of just like slipped through his arms.
Well, to be fair, he was on the ground. That's a bigger back.
Yeah.
And so it was a tough ask, but Tui stays up there.
He's played well for the times he's had to be in there. I
Definitely
think.
missed Big Milt this game. I feel like he could have made a big impact. I
Yeah.
can't wait to have him back next week. Hopefully, you can clear concussion protocol in 13 days. Please do it because we would love to see you out there.
We're gonna need him.
Yeah, because if Fletcher's out, that's huge. But I trust Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, man. I feel like if they have increased snaps, I feel like they will do some good. They're young, man. Let them run.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you see a lot of stuff coming up now, like Jalen Carter started out the year hot, and he's not really filling up the stat sheet this much.
But he's
But
disrupting
he had a
plays.
he had a oh unquestionably, dude. Like he's almost in the backfield. If you don't have a double team on him, he's in the backfield. He's around the quarterback. Or I knew he had one tackle for loss this game because he absolutely just demolished the guard and got in there for a tackle for loss. I do remember that one. But yeah, like you're saying, give him a couple more plays, and I think you had to this game since Fletcher went down, and you're already kind of skim. Just let JD and Jalen Carter go in there and play most of the snaps, and I think they played really, really well.
Yeah.
Gonna miss Zach Cunningham if he's like hurt.
Yeah,
it's kind of
hope he's okay because Shaq Leonard, you need to get here tomorrow, and you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something real quick. Hope Zach Cunningham's okay though. We'll find out more throughout the week. My favorite thing about Jalen Carter though is whenever it's a passing down or like it's a passing play, and he'll have like two people on him, he just pushing them right back to the quarterback, and the quarterback's like, I can't step up, and then like somebody else with pressure, and it's just beautiful to watch. Because like you're right, he's not filling up the stat sheet, but man, he is causing so much havoc.
Had a blocked field goal.
Yeah, that got his big ass paw up there.
And but no, I think the media needs to start shining light on Jalen Carter again, because I think, well, for one, Brian Baldinger. If you don't follow him on Twitter, excellent follow on Twitter. If you like trench play and just like watching the trenches throughout NFL games, I encourage you to follow Brian Baldinger on Twitter, because that man points out everything. I guarantee he's already posted some videos right now of some film breakdowns. And it is Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are going to be the franchise defensive tackles for years to come.
Yep.
They could end up like Fletch and BG. I could honestly see it.
It'd be nice. It'd be very nice. I do want to give a shout out to Reed Blankenship. Solid as they come. Trust him with my life to make a tackle in open field.
That motherfucker's gonna take your thighs out.
Probably doesn't feel good.
Oh my gosh.
That play where I can't remember that running back's name. What's his last name?
James Cook?
Ty Johnson.
Yeah, that's the bigger back.
Bigger back. I think he ran to the outside, and Reed and him pop each other. They're like, hey, good hit.
Yeah.
Love Reed, man. And then, we shouted out APJB, man.
I think the corners have kind of settled in. Hey,
Bradley Roby.
Shout out to Bradley Roby. Dude is filled a dire need in this defense, and it is absolutely showing. He has stepped in off the street, and he could not have been playing better right now.
He's been, I want to say, phenomenal. We won't get there yet, but if
they're not calling your name, and if they're not showing you getting cooked on national television, then you are doing something right.
Anything else about defense you want to bring up before we move on to old special teams?
Haas. I feel like Hassan had a kind of quiet game, but I feel like it was a good game. Josh Sweat
He's
had a
getting there.
quiet game.
They're getting there, but like they're not finishing it, and
Yeah.
it'll come. It'll come.
Do you ever feel like they're pursuing almost too far inside? Like they're crashing the pocket so at almost like a U shape, almost, and kind of crashing it from the outside in, which is kind of allowing the quarterbacks to roll out a little bit.
I think you notice that more on outside run plays because you'll see there's no contain whatsoever. Just because they're trying to go certain ways. I do think they make it easier though. So
Josh
like,
leads Josh leads the league in pressures, don't he?
I believe
I'm
so.
pretty sure.
I know as a team we're number one in quick pressures. Um, I it if the inside guys can start pushing the guards and the center back a little bit more, I believe their sack numbers will go up. But lately, it seems like they haven't. But this game, I feel like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Fletch when he was in, they won most of the time. But I feel like Hassan and Josh Sweat just weren't finishing the plays. Like I
Yep.
said, they will come. I don't think it's going to happen. Josh Allen's a big guy. He's hard to bring down. I do like what they're using or how they're using Hassan Reddick sometimes. It's like he'll like kind of like almost like a Micah Parsons type role where he's like picking where he wants to rush from and he'll
Yeah.
rush. I do like that.
I saw where they rushed. It was kind of weird. They rushed Fletcher Cox and Josh Sweat from the 4-eye techniques, like the inside up over the guards,
Right.
and they kicked Hassan and BG out to the edges. I thought that was pretty cool. Let Josh rush from a different angle.
I don't know if you saw this, but Darius Slay was like playing safety.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I guess I missed that one.
they had like Kevin Byard. They had like Kevin Byard on the wide receiver. Maybe it's tight end. And then like Darius Slay was like back up and play safety. So I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know if I saw things, but I'll be interested to see that. Let's move on to special teams because we're kind of running out of time here. Britton Covey had a quiet game, but he had a one return for 18 yards. That's great.
Solid.
That is awesome. Jake Elliott, one field goal from 59 yards.
Tie the game.
Clutch. Absolute
Clutch.
clutch. He has that dog in him. And then Braden Mann, an unsung hero of this game, I feel like, punted the shit out of the ball. Just absolute bombs. He had 5 points for 269 yards. So if we do the math there real quick, that's like I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I am curious because Aaron Sipos was not doing this. Aaron
Yeah.
Sipos was not. Ty Zetner was also not doing this.
Yeah.
53 yards per punt. We were not getting that from the
That's
previous.
cannons, dude.
That's
a 53-yard average. That's cannons.
Yeah,
That's completely flipping the field.
That is. And so like if you're pinned deep, that at least puts them on the other side of the field. Like even though it's not much on the other side of the field, you're putting them on the other side of the field. That's huge because we saw Aaron Sipos in the Tampa Bay game in the playoffs 2 years ago. And he just shanked him out of bounds. And we can't have that. Braden Mann started off kind of slow. He picked it up and he's been awesome. Glad to have him. And my final take on this whole game is they weren't going to lose in the Kelly Greens. They weren't. They weren't. Not on these sexy ass jerseys, man.
Them little sexy ass Kelly Greens.
So I'm gonna have a decision to make. Do I want to wear my midnight green to Philly, or do I want to wear the Kelly green?
Dude, you got to. What?
Wear the Kelly green?
Yeah, it's the freshie. Come on now.
It does look good.
Yeah, because I'm wearing mine. I got to.
I think Caitlin's gonna wear.
See.
I think Caitlin's gonna wear the retro sweater with our logo on it. So might as
I
well.
don't know. It all depends on what they got in that store. Because if they got them retro starter jackets,
I think they sold out
damn.
because people were buying like 6 of them and selling them for
Yeah.
crazy amounts.
But
Um,
I
but
saw where they're only available in Pro Shop. So
but there's apparently there's 3 pro shops. I didn't know that
I didn't
until
know that either.
yeah. So if they're out of one thing, we'll hop on the Uber and go somewhere else. But what are your final thoughts before we head on out of here?
Rain, sleet, or snow. Eagles trying to go.
Awesome. That's awesome. I love that guy. Um, my final thoughts: Jalen Hurts is the MVP. He's proven it time and time again that no matter what happens, um, the Eagles can win, no matter what it is, a shootout, uh, a very low scoring affair. No matter what it is, the Eagles can and will win. I think that says more about them than what people give them credit for. Um, there's no doubt in my mind that the Eagles are still the best team in the NFL by I think a wide margin because teams just don't come back like this against good teams. They don't. It doesn't happen. But the Eagles have done it twice in a row against top tier quarterbacks.
Two of the better teams in the league. I know Buffalo's record doesn't show that, but to me, that they're they're still a good team. That team would still beat a lot of teams in the NFL.
Yeah, they would. And unfortunately, they might not make the playoffs because their schedule coming up. They have a gauntlet. They have
Yeah,
a gauntlet.
and
Hope
they couldn't really afford to drop this one.
they were a desperate team, and we beat a desperate team, a desperate good team. And come from behind fashion, man.
Yep.
My last thought is I'm sick of watching these close ass games. Give me a blowout. Give me a blowout, man.
We could see one next week.
I hope we do. And with that being said, we will be back with a preview show with all 3 of us because we're going to give our predictions for the game we're going to this Sunday. Super pumped about this one. Shout out to me for buying the tickets earlier because I can't wait to see how much they go up. I'm about to look at these things now. Hold on. I'm about to see. Because man, those gonna be some expensive tickets. Yeah, they're
I
going.
encourage all 49ers fans. Please, I
Lay your
encourage
ass
you
at
to go
home.
either that, and if you decide not to stay at home, I encourage you to go put something on that Rocky statue.
Yeah, do that.
Because there's a little thing that goes around in this world. It's called fuck around and find out. And if you look at the record, every time a picture gets posted on social media of an opposing team's memorabilia on that Rocky statue, it doesn't end well for that team.
It does not. Um, I've been in 2 games this year so far. Nothing compares to going to the Linc. Especially with a big game coming up. I'm so pumped about it. I know you're pumped about it. I know Josh is pumped about it.
Be a lot of beers flowing.
I know Caleb's pumped about it. There's nothing better than going to that stadium. And if you haven't been to the stadium, I encourage you to go at least once in your life because there's absolutely nothing like it. The energy, the passion that you have at home.
That stadium itself is beautiful.
You're with 69,000 other people that have the same passion you do. The stadium is beautiful. Everybody's gonna shit on it because it's not like SoFi or
See, that's what I would see. That's something I'm going to bring up and ask you about. Do you kind of feel like the stadium itself is kind of I wouldn't call it retro stadium. It's almost kind of like modern to the point because they have a lot of black, like all their metal, like all the steel at the jersey is like black. And there's a lot of like wooden, it's all like there's like a lot of wood decals and stuff, like around their billboards and stuff like that, around their big posters where it says Lincoln Financial Field. It's kind of got like almost looks like like laminate kind of flooring, kind of wood,
right.
Which I think is kind of cool. It gives it a cool look.
I'm happy with the Linc, man. I think
Deep down though, I think when the Eagles decide to make a new stadium, it's going to end up being a dome.
I hope it's not.
I think it's going to.
I hope it's not. Football is meant to be played outside. Now,
because they're going to want. I mean, if they want to host a Super Bowl, it's going to have to be a dome.
Yeah, I know, and that sucks. But I will say this: Tampa needs a dome. At least a retractable roof for those hot days because man,
That fucking
that's
place is
terrible.
huge.
That is
Especially if you
awful.
sit up high. Oh,
Yeah,
it's awful.
we're cooking. But like football is made to be played outdoors, so keep it that way. The Link's not going anywhere anytime soon though. Even though it is years old this year or maybe next year. Um, 21. I don't know. Even though it is like 20ish years old, it is still a beautiful stadium. It's one of my favorite things to go to. It is my favorite thing to go to. It's
I
not
think my favorite that I've kind of been to so far.
it's not the flashiest by people's standards, but man, it's awesome to go to.
I was a fan of Indianapolis too.
Indy's
I
cool.
like Lucas Oil.
Indy's cool, but I mean, the coolest one I've been to is Atlanta.
Yeah, well, that stadium's like 7 years old.
But it's cool for the reasons of the concession prices are super cheap. You can feed a family for like $40. Whereas if you go to any place else in the world, $40 might get you a drink and a hot dog. A Superior
Yeah,
Cup at least.
yeah.
But that's gonna wrap it up for this show. Like I said, we'll be back later this week because we want to talk about the game we're going to go to. And we're gonna talk our
49ers,
shit. Bro.
you better tighten that chin strap up just a little bit, bench, because it's one of them games.
Yeah. I will say it's funny to me because I know that the 49ers fans, the Cowboys fans were all watching the game, even the players themselves. Probably all watching the game. They're like, man, if we're about to catch them up, and then we got to play them. And then the Eagles pulled it out. Eagles pulled it out. Pulled it out of their ass, but they did. They did it.
Yeah.
But we'll be back for episode 27, probably Wednesday, hopefully.
Yeah,
Because
should.
Thursday I gotta wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning to drive to Atlanta, and I'm trying to go to bed like 4 p.m. that day. But
Yeah.
we'll be back. As always, thank you for listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google. You guys are awesome. You guys are keeping us afloat. YouTube, whatever. We'll make it happen at some point. But thank you for listening. Follow us on all socials at the Linc Lineup. Follow Bryce at I am Bryce Haynes. Follow me at Cardiac Chase. Follow Josh at the Pre 2. Shout out Josh for understand, man. I understand why you're not here. Do what you gotta do. Keep pooping, my brother. But until next time, as always, go birds.
Go Birds.